Oh man, what have we gotten ourselves into? This is probably my fault because I let us down. Running me, jeez. It's getting deep. Good morning YouTube. Today it's going to be a day ride in one of the state forests on the outskirts of Sydney. I've just stopped here to get the bike ready for such a ride. But apart from making a decent video about a DRZ doing what it does best, and that's just simply exploring unknown trails, I haven't been in this particular location before, but I also want to give my newly installed big bore kit a true testing in and around the tight stuff, because today's going to be more of an enduro focused ride. I've done 110 kilometers an hour on the freeway for 80 kilometers to get here. I'm loving the lower revs, but this is all about running the 1544 gearing, because if you've seen my previous videos, I normally chop and change my gearing depending on the sort of riding I'm doing. But now that I've got the big bore kit on, I want to keep the 1544 gearing for all my riding. So today is going to be an awesome test for such a setup. So I'm pretty keen to get into it. But before we do, I've got to make this bike enduro worthy, and for me that is removing these indicators, because they always get taken off by me putting my legs on and off the bike, and it costs me a lot of money for a removable part that I never remove to keep replacing, and also let my tires down. And that's pretty much it. I had 20 psi to get here, and I want to run about 15 psi today, and now my bike is enduro worthy. I also did a shout out on social media for this ride. I had 6 willing riders at the beginning of the week. As of 2 days ago, I was down to 2 willing riders, and I think only one's going to actually turn up for all different reasons. But we'll see once I get to the meet point who's there and who turns up, and then we'll get amongst it. Angus, a pleasure, mate. Yeah, he's also got a DRZ, stock standard one, so it'll be a good little comparison. But he's running more road orientated tires, but nevertheless a DRZ. She's an older one, but less kilometers than mine, and Angus is pretty keen to get amongst it, so let's do it. All right, big bore kit, come on. Oh, shivers. Go, Angus. Oh, good work. Hold it. No. You right? Tell you what, we've come down this track. I hope we don't have to go back up it. It's a bloody doozy. Here's a bit of a choke point here, whether you're going up or down. That's it. Just that rock sticks out near your wheel. Beauty. But this is the sort of track where our bikes will overheat if we have to go back up it. Oh man, what have we gotten ourselves into? This is probably my fault because I let us down. Well, I spoke too soon, and we do actually have to go back up what we just came down. This track turned out to be a complete dead end, which is totally fine, but we'll see how we go getting up that tricky bit. That's it. Yeah, see, there's a shit route there that's going to make life really tough. And you can't really hit it with a run up because we've got these trees in the way. It's just this tree root here.
Yeah.
Then you'll be fine. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright, you're up on the route. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Hold the brake. Oh man, I'm already breathing hard, I haven't started. Whew, beautiful. This is an absolutely doozy of a hill to go down. Yes, nice. Alright, big bore kit and its first single trail. Let's see how we go. Nothing too crazy, I hope. Yeah, I must say, I know I probably keep going on about it, but first gear is phenomenal. It's the equivalent, in my opinion, from what I feel, it's the equivalent of running probably, to be honest, the 1447 stock gearing, stock engine, in terms of the responsiveness in the first gear of this 1544 gearing. Which is absolutely great to know, because that was my biggest regret, or potential regret, is that the big bore kit was going to not improve first gear that much with the gearing that I want to run. So super pumped about that. Oh, we're going down a pretty sketchy single trail. I really hope we don't have to come back up this one. Not sure. Holy moly, what do we get ourselves into? You right? Hang on. Bloody hell, this is full on. Huh? This is full on, eh? Yeah. Well, if we get to this bit, I think we'll be right. Yeah. Hold it, hold it. Oh, rear brake or front brake. All right.
Race is forearm pump.
100%, man. I'll get your front wheel up this. Just do a little bit of throttle and I'll try to, and once I get it up there, just stop. All right. Yeah, so put some perspective on this. It's a hard section, no doubt if you're a good rider, straight up, but for us, it's just actually a real big challenge, which I'm all for. We just can't be doing that all day because we're both getting very worn out very quickly. Come on, tractor. Beautiful. Managed to get up that. I managed to get up that unassisted, which I'm very happy with. Oh. Oh. I hate when that happens. That was my dodgy bloody ankle, and I can't handle falling on the ground. But like I was saying, the big ball kit right there was definitely proving its worth. Very slow speed stuff, and having to throttle just to get enough revs out without stalling it all the time, and not having to rev the tits off it to get going. Very impressive. One thing I have noticed about this big ball kit when going downhill is running the 1544 is if you're going real slow down the hill, you don't really get the engine braking as the revs aren't high enough to slow you down, so you use the brakes a lot more. But that's only on the real bad stuff. You can always shut the bike off, I guess, and use the rear wheel as the brake. But yeah, that's probably the only downside so far, to be honest. Otherwise, it's a bloody dream. I think Angus has just had a fall. Oh yeah, jeez, what happened there? Oh, he's fallen in the rut, the poor bugger. You okay? You fell in the rut?
Yeah, oh, I'm all good. Nope, nothing's broken.
What happened?
Oh, I just hit the wrong line.
Oh, you ended up down through here?
Yeah, I hit a rock there.
Yeah.
And it's bounced me across, but no, I'm all good.
Shit, mate, you're definitely nothing wrong with the bike? Another thing I love about this big ball kit is, especially in 3rd, 4th and 5th gear, but in the bush probably 3rd and 4th, I'm sort of doing 40, 50k an hour in 3rd now, which the revs are pretty low compared to stock engine, but just snapping it back, like, it just gets going. I'm sure it's nothing major to some, but when you're used to what I've been used to, and still loved my bike when she was original, it just gets going so much better. And to be honest, for me, that's actually a massive safety improvement too, because I got caught back there in a whole heap of whoops that I wasn't expecting. I was going a bit fast, and normally the stock engine running, the gearing I'm running, I'll hit the throttle, and with my skill set, I'd just nosedive. I wouldn't actually get the front wheel up, and I'd just be smashing into those divots, getting bucked off. Whereas now the front wheel comes up so much more easier that when I'm doing those speeds, I could just snap the throttle and actually get the front wheel up just enough to clear those divots or bumps or humps, and it just makes it's actually making riding smoother. So, oh man, fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So Angus and I just came down a doozy of a hill, which has turned out to be a dead end, of course, which is pretty standard out here. That's all part of the, oh, big rock there, shit. So now we've got to try and get back up this hill, see how we go. That's it, Angus. Definitely loving this big bore kit. Oh. absolutely tractoring it up, both bikes. So I'm on a fairly tight single trail and have been for a little bit of time now, and I was warned via a few YouTube comments, I don't know who they are, but that the big bore kit would make your bike overheat in the tight stuff more so than a standard engine. I then did some ringing around to ask about that, and the people selling them and a couple of mechanics said it's a load of rubbish, and thus far my bike is not overheating anymore, if at all, compared to Angus's bike. And in all the rides I've done on my bike, I've been on a few tracks today where I suspected it may overheat and it didn't. So I think that that's actually a load of rubbish, and the big bore kit is totally fine compared to stock when it comes to overheating. Nil issues at all. I mean, don't forget it's 31 degrees today, so she's quite warm, and no drums at all. Sorry, I'm not speaking too much because I'm on a tight track and whew, full on. Oh man, the power of this thing is unreal. I feel like I'm on mate's WR450F. I know it's no comparison in power, but whoa, just a wheel spin as well. This is so good. Just hear the bike bloody purring. Sally 2.0, eat your heart out. How good is it to be riding today? We're doing like an enduro type ride, but every now and again you come across these trails, you've got just beautiful bushland. How lucky am I to be on my bloody DRZ400E and just riding with a young bloke called Angus. He's having a ball as well, just getting absolutely amongst it. Fairly hot, but that's okay. We're not being stupid about pushing ourselves in the bike in the weather. But yeah, it's a good time to be alive, that's for sure. Hopefully decades and decades to go of riding for me. Fantastic, I just love this stuff. Now that I've ridden this bike for about 600 kilometers with the big bore on it, I was starting to say that it wasn't that great going down hills running the 1544 gearing, but I'm going to 100% retract that. Clearly I just hadn't done this sort of riding in a while, and right now that I've gotten used to the bike, I actually cannot complain at all about the amount of engine braking I am getting, considering the gearing I'm running when I go down these steeper hills. So really, apart from costing $1,100, I've got nothing bad to say about the big bore kit thus far. Early days, but really proving its worth, so to speak, and I'm very, very excited that I've done it. And my next main test needs to be a big adventure ride. That's what I'll be super keen to test. Holy moly. I just want to know, if we can't go around, can we get back up? Because this looks sketchy as. This bit's fine. That bit would be fine until you got there. And there's no way we're getting up this. And there's a track down there. Whew. I mean, that's like a meter drop off. It's like, I think the father in me, and being a bit older, and the heat, I think we should turn around, because I've got a feeling we're going to get stuck. So Angus and I have both mutually agreed, none of us are pushing the other into anything we don't want to do, but due to the heat, we're getting to the point where top temperature is being reached, and the tracks that we keep coming across are so full on that, to be honest, I don't even know if they're doable for us. We're going to wind our way out of the bush It's been absolutely awesome though. But in terms of the big bore kit, yep, I think it's an absolute goer for most people. It has absolutely proven its worth in the tight stuff, in my opinion. I know it's going to be of a big advantage to me on the adventure rides, so I'm glad I've done this enduro ride. And yeah, to be honest, 1544 gearing, I think, for all sorts of riding with the big bore kit, in my opinion, is the go-to gearing now, and you can just leave it as is and no more mucking around with it. If you wanted to go gearing like a 1543 or 42, I've never done that, but I don't think it's necessary, not for the speed limits in Australia. So I'm super pumped about the big bore kit. So my advice to anyone considering the big bore kit, if you've got a spare $1,000 and you can install it yourself, absolutely go for it. You will not regret it. If you have to get a mechanic to do it and it's going to cost too much, I don't know what they would charge, then maybe it might not be worthwhile. But I cannot, absolutely not, speak badly of the big bore kit. It hasn't overheated, perfect temperatures today to test such a thing. The revs are super low, the fuel usage is good, the power is fantastic. I mean, it's just a better bike, simple as that. I still love my DRZ stock standard, but by default of having a breakdown and putting the big bore kit on, I'm kind of glad that I actually had the breakdown now, because I wouldn't have ever put the big bore kit on otherwise, and I'm absolutely in love with this bike. Meanwhile, that's the end of the ride. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, I'll catch you in the bush somewhere else in Australia.